Jeff Hardy awoke. He was in the middle of an oasis. The rough, disgusting grass underneath him, mixed with the dirty dirt and the sand, all really irritated him. He didn't know where he was, but he knew the sun was bright and absolutely hot. And then he realized there were more than two suns because I said so. He got up, brushing the dirt off of his pants, and he wandered. Eventually escaping the oasis, he found himself on the streets of a bazaar, a city. The marketplace was bustling with all sorts of people in all sorts of different exotic clothing. Some people adorned gilded headdresses and bracelets. Gold jewelry and blue diamonds were everywhere, strewn about all sorts of different apparel that the people wore. Regardless of the situation, Jeff walked in. He was kind of a people person, seeing how his charisma stats on every WWE game is at least 85 or higher. He continued on, seeing that all sorts of people were doing things. Jeff tried to ride a camel, but it didn't work because the camel was too tall and Jeff really just didn't feel like doing it. So he continued on. Eventually, Jeff looked around. He got a deeper feel for it. Sandstone buildings with hieroglyphics of all sorts of belts and briefcases and weapons like chairs and kendo sticks were engraved into all the buildings and the walls and stones of everything, everywhere. This puzzled Jeff. He didn't understand, but everything seemed so familiar to him. Continuing on, brushing past the people wearing red bandanas and "You Can't See Me" engraved hats, he finally made it to a pyramid. The pyramid was absolutely ginormous, I'm talking 300 feet tall, with a big, giant staircase leading to the top of it. It was really cool. If I was there, I totally would go there. But I digress. Jeff Hardy looked at the stairs and noticed at the top of the pyramid there were 3 points instead of just one. 3 points? That's not a traditional pyramid, Jeff thought. He continued, going around to the other side of the pyramid, to the more city-like part of the city. With all the buildings and stuff. Not a marketplace like the one he was just in. He continued. There were all sorts of just boring buildings and nothing really entertained him, so he just continued on wandering. He didn't know where to go, where to look, where to stay. People everywhere gave him puzzled looks because he just had such outlandish gear on him. Little did Jeff know, he was on the land of Wawa-E. During the later night, when it was colder because both the suns were on the opposite side of the realm of Wawa-E, Jeff wandered around in the alleyways, looking for food. He found half of a banana and ate that because it was cool, and bananas are kind of okay to eat. And he didn't question it because he's eaten way worse stuff in the past, and we're all good with that because we know what he's done. Jeff continued on, wandering just aimlessly, and then a blinding flash appeared before Jeff. In front of Jeff was the rock, but the rock was at least 20 feet tall and held a staff with a big, giant bull's head on the end of it, made of solid gold. The rock looked down to him, pitying a former wrestler. "Do you smell what I'm cooking?" the rock said. Jeff shook his head, confused. "No, I have no idea what you're cooking. And why are you so big?" The rock's tattoo that took up one of his arms, as well as one of his pecs, lit up gold and flashed. The rock looked down at him. "I have ascended as a god, Jeff Hardy," the rock said. "And your candy ass will never be a god, like me."